Hello, Dragon Brawlers. Welcome to London Players Guild. I am your Guild Master, Scott, and today I'm joined by Peter.
I'm the technical guy.
He's the technical guy. He's the technical Dream Kurt, Dream Burt. Oh, we love him so much. So, we do have our graded series. And we're trying to keep that pretty concise. And in order to do
Just
that...
to an hour an episode.
Yeah, we're trying to hit that sweet hour mark. And in order to do that, we take the cards that we really want to deep dive into, and we're going to spin them off into what we're calling a deep dive. We don't really have a name for it, so if you have a name, let us know in the comments below, especially while you're down there, there's a subscribe button. Maybe you do that, maybe you don't. You should probably do that, or else we'll all cry. And so today, Peter, the leader that caught your attention, and then every time you kept going back to it, you were like, no, this is even better! No, this is even better! We're going to have a full-on deep dive into Shroom and Salsa.
Yeah, so I'm going to say the same thing I said on Graded. I'm amazed that Bandai managed to make 2 sets in a row. Black leader that I'm interested in, that gets me excited, because black was always for me a very boring color. It was a support color, it was like colorless in Magic. It just felt like you can fit it anywhere but just a few cards. A full black deck was never really a thing. Then Toa came out and was just like, okay, so you're playing an overwhelmed deck. The Migra never really took off very well, even with the support and things like that. So
it had like a spike and then disappeared.
Yeah, but then it was too easy to beat, right?
Yeah.
Because what it did, it just dropped a 30k body and that's that. Okay.
Okay.
I deal with that, what's next? So mono black decks only took off really with Toa. Even Shenron decks were not mono black, right? Because you were using... Yeah.
It was a dream, but it was everything. It was like, you get a hero revived, you get a Gogeta 7.
When Vegex came out, I was actually kind of interested in it, because I like Dredge in Magic.
Mm-hmm.
But then U3 happened, and
Then Sandy happened.
Yeah, I just lost it. I just lost interest in the deck because it became too abusable and it stopped being fun. Right now, I probably wouldn't sit down to it either because I like my decks more control-y. So I would play Vegex more control, and everyone just goes ham in aggro.
Yeah,
because that's what Vegex became. I think it might have.
What it's good at, right? Like,
I think it might have something to do with the format, but yeah. But then we go into Shroom. After Dark Broly, we got another very unique leader that works with a drop area, but not your drop area.
Yeah, it's super cool and quirky, so run us through the effect.
So, front side of Shroom and Salsa, it's a 10,000 power leader. Demon Realm Race / Demon God, mono black. Has 2 autos. When this card attacks, you draw 1 card. And...
groundbreaking.
Well, it's interesting because this leader on 1 go around can draw 3 cards.
The meat and the bones, Peter.
Yeah, the auto. Once per turn, if this card is in battle, so it either needs to be attacked or needs to be attacking. When you use a black battle card in a combo, your opponent sends 1 battle card from the drop to their warp. They don't have a choice on that, as in they need to do that if they have one. No one can skip this part. After that, if there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, you draw 1 card. So if your opponent has... On the first attack, if your opponent has no battle cards in the drop area, you just attack and draw 2. If you combo.
Yep.
And it's like... How is this fair? On the second go around, it can be the same, right? If you go first, okay, you don't attack the first turn, but second turn you do the Mechikabura we already talked about, you put Gravy on board, and then you attack, you draw a card from an attack, you combo, you draw 2 cards, 1 from your leader, 1 from Gravy.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's ridiculous, that's what it is.
And that's just early game, right?
Yeah.
This deck has legs late game, which we'll get into, but early game...
When your life is at 4 or less, or your opponent has 4 more cards in their warp, so overwhelm decks, come on.
Bring it.
Yeah, you may draw 1 card.
Early, bring it.
Yeah, you may draw 1 card or switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode and flip this card over. So then we awaken into Shroom and Salsa, Might of the Demon Gods, because they're demon gods. So we have exactly the same 2 autos here. And the meat on the bone, why the leader is so powerful. Activate main. Once per turn, you can pay 1 energy. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, which you should be able to do, choose up to 1 black Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, or Demon God card with an energy cost of 2 or less, which is the important distinction here, in your deck or hand. Play it, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. Not negating skills. It can pull from hand or deck, so even if you're playing a one-off, it's very easy to pull your one-offs if it's not in life.
Yeah.
It's 1 energy for a 2-drop, or 2 or less. If you play a 1 energy for a 1-drop from your deck, I see this as an absolute win, because you just took something from your deck. It's a card advantage.
You tutor and you deck Finn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scariest thing you can do is attack with your leader. You draw a card. And you combo with something. You warp card from your opponent's drop area if they have 4 in warp. Well, you drew a card, of course, as well if they have empty. If they have 4 in warp, you awaken. You combo another card, and they warp another one. If they have, then you only now draw a card. If they don't, you just draw another card. So all your cards have the potential to be super combos.
And I want to point out, so this can still happen turn 2. You can do this turn 2.
Yes.
And then, so now you've untapped 1 energy, you can then do his activate main, or after using the Mechikabura super rare effect.
Also, this card is once per turn, but not during your turn. You can do it during your opponent's turn as well, which makes me think that you don't want to play Unison in this deck. You want to incline your opponent to attack you.
Yeah, you don't want to give them the option to go to anything else. Yeah, I can totally see that. Or if you do play a Unison, it's going to be very one of those ones where you drop it, it doesn't affect, you get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even know. Yeah, that is a sideboard.
Dabura maybe, but I'm not too convinced. But yeah, the most possibilities come from that activate main. That activate main is what makes me sit down, and so I can pull crap ton of cards from my deck. Like there's so many different options. You need to play some removal from your opponent's drop area, but it doesn't check for how many cards your opponent has warped, so you can play cards like Toa from set 10, counterplay, shuffle 1 card from your opponent's drop area. Then you can evolve it into a Toa that shuffles more cards from your opponent's drop area.
Yeah.
And you can just empty your opponent's drop area in other ways. Or if you're playing against an overwhelm deck, they just do it for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, overwhelm, sure fam, you just let me do this.
You do you, I just have my skill. I think this would be really scary to be against a Vegex that uses Overwhelm. Because the moment they Overwhelm, even if they attack with that card in combo, the moment you combo, you still get your skills. Because the cards from the combo area go to the drop only at the end.
Yeah, at the end of the battle.
Yeah.
So hypothetical scenario, you do all this, turn 2, so you've tapped out, you've got your guys on board from the SR, Mechikabura, King Summoning, you awaken, you untap one of your energy, so you can still use your activate main. Depending on the deck you're against, you activate that main, one of the best targets for this card, Mechikabura, Broken Seal.
Yep. Mechikabura, the Broken Seal, the SR from set 10 that we were like, this card is good, but it's a very niche sideboard card. Right now, it's your main board card. And, oh boy! So, when it's played, obviously you stop your opponent from playing something. Then, activate main once per turn. You can add up to 1 Dark Dragon Ball card from your deck to your hand, then shuffle your deck. I'm going to touch on that a bit later. Because I have a whole thing I want to talk about there.
There's a whole chain of stuff to deal with Dark Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
And if you have deck knowledge, you know what your opponent's going to play there, turn 2 or turn 3, so you're going to shut that down.
Very often just seeing the leader, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going into your turn 3 with a Gotenks leader. I'm going to name Gotenks, cost 6.
Boom. Shuts down that entire turn.
Yeah. So you bought yourself another turn, right?
Especially against Green Gotenks, you're warping their pieces, so even when they get their card out, you warp those pieces. If you get rid of that Gotenks, which you can easily do, then they don't get advantage from the Gotenks disappearing.
I think Remote Serious Bomb in this deck is going to be amazing.
It will be brutal.
Because usually your opponent is just going to put one big thing, And then just remote series bomb. The rest of your stuff just went to warp either way, so yeah.
Cool.
Bye!
Have fun. So yeah, that's just our first bit of the combo. So I'll let you get what you got in line now.
Before we go into Dark Dragon
okay.
Balls, I want to mention Toa Dimensional Convoker, which we skipped, which is the base card that is supposed to be played in the deck. It's for the basic strategy that they're trying to sell to you with Shroom and Salsa. So she's a 1-drop. When this card is played, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck and you search for Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, or Demon God added to your hand. It's a good searcher for the 3-drop Mechikabura, for example.
Yeah.
It's a good searcher for another Toa, 2-drop Toa that can search another top 5, this time only for Demon Realm Race. But still, it's a very similar search. And then activate main. Once per turn, you can pay 1 energy. If your leader card is black, you play up to 1 skillless Demon God card with 15,000 power from your deck or drop area. Then shuffle your deck if you look through it. You can't activate main skill on copies of this card for the turn. So this card is good not only in Shroom, because obviously skillless Goku.
Yeah, of course.
Because they're skillless cards. They're 15k rather than 20k. But, you know, it's the skillless cards you can pull. She's amazing there because she works with any black leader. She pulls the basic engine, then they swap into the higher up. You don't really need to play that many of those skillless demon gods. But yeah, she is there. You can tutor her when you need it. She replaces herself when you play her. So with that 1 energy, you can essentially grab +2. Because you got a card on board, you get a card in hand. And with 2 energy, you grab yourself +3 because you just played a battle card from your deck or drop area. So you can easily combo with those cards. They go to your drop area, then you use Toa to bring them back.
Yeah.
So you don't lose them.
That's fair.
And now we go into another Toa. Rewriting history. She's beauty, although in a bad foiling. But she's a beauty.
It's okay, they'll reprint her and I can be like even more like, look at my pretty.
Yeah.
I would have my pretty here, but she's not arrived yet.
So, she's a 1-drop. Again, Demon Realm Race, Demon God. When this card is played, add up to 1 Dark Dragon Ball card from your deck or drop area to your hand, then shuffle your deck if you looked through it. So it's another support that can be pulled with your Shroom leader. And the same as Mechikabura, it works with your with the Dark Dragon Balls, and it works really well with your Shroom leader. Then she has activate main. Once per turn, you pay 2 energy. If your leader card is black, you have 3 or more energy, and you choose 1 non-black Dark Dragon Ball, which is the only caveat I have. But I have an idea about how to build this deck already, so in your hand, and place it in your drop area. You play up to 1 Dark Broly card of any color, or non-black battle card with Xeno in its character name, and an energy cost of 4 or less from your deck or hand. Then shuffle your deck if you looked through it. So you can play any 4 or less, and namely the one card we would probably keep on coming to is the Green Boo.
Yes.
Because the Green Boo is absolutely amazing, and being able to play him, being able to play him on turn 3 easily is, and being able to tutor all the pieces you need for it. Because you pay 1 energy, you bring Toa, Toa searches Dragon Ball, you pay 2 energy on the Toa, discard Dragon Ball you just searched, and play Boo.
Yep.
You have 3 energy, you can do all of that. This is an amazing combo. I think we need to see a bit more cards first to be able to do that. But this is an amazing combo. And of course, the brand new card that came...
Just before we go, when we made that expansion video, who said this was going to be one of the most important cards in the card game? Oh, look! Oh, look!
I did not expect that. She doesn't need to be played from hand, right? So I did not expect them to do that.
She's going to be great. And again, we mentioned this in the Mechikabura SR video. She's just going to get better.
Yes. It's the same situation because we are still going to get more Xeno characters. We are getting Turles and Slug as well, which are 4-drops, which can be pulled with this. So I think the predominant color for the Xeno Shroom is going to be green. Yeah, because he doesn't void the specified cost like the Toa leader.
No. So you want to keep it like one different color, off-color type thing, yeah.
I think it would be green with couple of red cards for the Dark Broly.
Yeah.
Because that Dark Broly engine is too good. You would play 4 of both red Dark Brolys, and that's that. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And then we go into this card, Dark Dragon Balls. They work with this leader. Okay, so for starters, it's a card. It's an extra card, cost 0. It has Dark Dragon Ball in all areas, which is obvious. Activate main. If your leader card is a Black Demon Realm race card, which Shroom is. I also like reading this. And wait, it works with this leader.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do so. Oh wait, this leader can pull Toa, which searches this, which can add another. Oh.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh. Hello. You look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 Dark Broly or non-black battle card with Xeno in its character name, or Black Unison card with 16,000 power, which doesn't work with this deck, sadly. Add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. You can't activate the copies of this card for the rest of the turn. You can search for a lot of stuff. If you are playing with a deck that is going to be predominantly green, you would be able to find some of the Xeno cards that work, non-black.
Yeah.
If you decide to go more red, you should be able to find the Dark Broly. So there is stuff you can find. Even if you find something that you would play from your deck normally, it's still deck thinning. So you're more likely to draw into what you want. You can also add the green Evolve Boo, but the problem with that one is, which we haven't checked when we were doing the dev notes.
It's the 5.
Yeah.
X Evolve for 5, yeah.
Yeah. You can't evolve it on top of the 4-drop, which is sad. You can still
But
play it. You can still play it.
Why evolve when you just play it?
Exactly, so you don't really want it in your hand, right? You want it in your deck. So I'm actually thinking Vegeta from set 10 might be the super combo for this deck.
I think so too. I think that's a really good shout.
But yeah, it all depends on how you go. If you want to keep that mono black energy, then you need to use Toa to play your boos and things like that. And I think that's perfectly fine. I think that would be a fun, gimmicky deck. It would not be competitive, but it would be amazingly fun. And I am planning to do that because this deck can easily tutor Toa. If it can awaken on turn 1 or 2 or 3, it can do amazing things with that Toa.
Yeah. And I think the chances of you awakening turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 are very high.
Yes, because your opponent is going to be attacking you. You can take life from that, or you're going to be attacking and warping the cards. They would need to stop themselves from playing the battle cards at all.
Yeah.
And that might be detrimental. And the last thing is a very old thing.
Yeah, set 4, man. You dug this one up.
Yeah, I did dug that one up. And it's, again, going to be very gimmicky deck. But this is going to make the deck way better than it was when people tried to do it before.
Yeah.
So we have a Demigra 4-drop that you can overwhelm into, and then your Demigras in hand have Xeno Evolve for free from Demigra. I think it's only Demigras that have cost of 7, but I might be wrong.
I think it is 7.
I'm quite sure it is 7, but just to double check. Finding Demigra. Is this one? Nope. Why they all look the same? Oh, there we go. Yes, with a cost of 7. So there's the SR that was used. Temporal Darkness Demigra. So you can, rather than Dark Overwhelm into it, you can evolve into it, which makes it a bit easier because you can pull the Poutine for 1 energy from your deck because she's a demon god with cost of 2. So this leader can pull her. It can pull the 4-drop or less Demigra from your deck. So
it's important to know we're not dark overwhelming her. We're using her for her own play effect here.
Yes, and she doesn't need to be dark overwhelmed to be played, which is the thing that I was going on about. But beside that, you can find Heavenly Wizard Demigra, which is a removal for cards that have 30,000 power, and your opponent needs to have 3 or less energy. And you can just remove the stuff. She can find other stuff that works with Demigra, which is a very interesting thing. It's a shame that she searches for cost 4 or less, but I can understand why, because a lot of them had Dark Overwhelm and things like that. So you wouldn't want to give a tutoring for too easy. But anytime they're going to make the Migra support, which they still keep on doing,
Yeah.
this is going to progress. As long as it doesn't require a Demigra leader, this is going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So this is a small thing I found.
Yeah. Without like, I mean, not to like blow up hands, but yeah, Demigra eventually ends up teaming up with the Time Patrol, so we will be seeing more Demigra cards.
That's actually quite nice.
Yeah, so like we will be seeing Demigra again. Like probably set 14, 13. I keep thinking we're on set 13 now.
No, we're going into set 12. Just
going
barely.
into set 12. Going into set 12. So yeah, it's a really cool deck, and obviously this is our just first deep dive initial impressions without much testing.
Yeah.
Without us just putting pieces together. So we're not committing to a deck profile just yet. But we want to put this out like we do with Dark Broly, where we're like, this is going to be a really strong deck. This has the potential to be the best deck of the format. Dark Broly was still the best deck of last format.
Just not the version I made, but I still stand by. I still stand by my version. I mean, don't get me wrong. At the moment with how format progressed, I would take out the Devilmans, but I still stand by my version.
Yeah. I mean, your version.
I took it to the dark. I took it to a card market event, and I did actually way better than I expected.
Yeah, if you had better tiebreakers, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
You would have probably come in top 16. So yeah.
No, I mean I was on the point range I could, but
yeah, exactly. So
sadly, I needed to skip round 1 because I forgot time zones is a thing.
Time zones is a thing. Yeah, exactly. So you were close with your builds. It's like it would have been even closer if not.
If I didn't forget Supreme Kai of Time, it would be better.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, we're both very excited about this leader, obviously. And again, it's one of those things where it's just going to go and get better as the game goes on because there's no way they can avoid it unless they start doing weird stuff to put demon gods and demon realm gods and stuff like that into specific categories, which I don't think they're going to do.
I don't think so.
The way the entire series has played out thus far indicates that they're going to we're going to give you new stuff, but it's indirectly going to support stuff, and you can't really get away from it with the characters that are coming into this game. We're going to see more Dabura. Everyone's going to get a power-up. We even see in the Toei Unison her in a powered-up form. So it's coming. Like, Shroom isn't in his powered-up form here, so there's lots to look forward to is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it sounds absolutely amazing. And as I said, when we have a full card list, including the secrets, I might tag this into trying to build the Xeno. Because I think that's when it's going to have the point. Because you need to find the right balance. And I think I'll just sit down to it when we have all the colors, which should be by the new year, I think.
But by the new year, I think, is when we're going to have everything. So
yeah.
It's going to be a fun month. A lot of fun building, a lot of fun testing, a lot of fun speculating. Everyone seems to be really happy about this set, and yeah, Bandai have just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, as I said, Shroom is caught me by surprise. This leader. That's all I can say really about it.
Thank you for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. We're trying to vary ourselves to make ourselves more casual and more meta-analysis. So we're trying to find that balance while still giving you all the great content we do.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you around next time.